Hi there, my name's Stephanie Allen. I'm a counsellor and a life coach, and I'm just here to share with you today that no matter where you are stuck right now in your life, that there really is hope and that there really is help. As a counsellor and a life coach, I have a passion for helping people to remove the obstacles that stand between them and a better quality of life. So we can all have unhealthy patterns of thinking or unhealthy patterns of behaving that are simply not serving us. For example, some unhealthy styles of thinking could be catastrophizing. Maybe you're a person that just keeps on thinking the worst case scenario, and instead of having peace and balance in your life when you could be enjoying things, you find yourself in a trap of worrying constantly over and over and over again, and you're so busy focusing on what might go wrong that you're not able to enjoy the present moment. And when you do this often enough, it can really bring you down and literally spoil the quality of your life. Maybe you have a cruel and berating inner critic and you keep putting yourself down constantly. But if you were in a toxic relationship with another person, you would be able to get away from that other person, whether it's to go to work or take the children to school or even just to go in the bath. You would find a way of getting away from that toxic person. But this is nothing to do with another person. This is something that you're doing to yourself over and over and over again, continually putting yourself down. Obviously, over a period of time, that will really affect anybody's self-esteem. Maybe you have a habit of overthinking everything. So somebody says something to you and you literally overthink it to death. And then you don't know what to think. And that can be so frustrating for a lot of people. Or maybe you obsess over things. It could be, for instance, something like health anxiety. Maybe you have a headache and then you instantly think that you've got a brain tumour, and that can be so debilitating for anybody because you're constantly worrying that there's something wrong, and then it proves out to be that you go to the doctors and the doctor tells you no, everything's fine, and then you might feel something else and believe that you've got something else, and then the cycle just starts again. And again, it literally gets in the way of the quality of your life. Another unhealthy thinking pattern could be depression. And you could be stuck in a cycle of depression where you're constantly feeling sad or maybe feeling angry. And you just, no matter what you do, you just seem to feel that you can't get out of it. You feel stuck, almost as though you're on the centre of this roundabout and the world is going around and you're just staying stuck and staying the same. And that can be so debilitating for anyone. And maybe you suffer with anxiety. Maybe the anxiety is part of your depression. And obviously, with depression, it's almost as though your thoughts and your emotions are controlling you. And also with anxiety is a bully, and it will control you if you allow it to. And I know through working with hundreds of people that anxiety can literally feel like it's taking over their lives and preventing them from doing so many things. So these are just a few unhelpful thinking styles. But what I want to ask you right now is, if there was somebody in the corner of the room where you are right now, and they had a baseball bat in their hand and they were beating themselves and beating themselves and beating themselves over the head with a baseball bat, what would you want to do? And I'm imagining most of you would want to go over there and just get that baseball bat off them to stop them hurting themselves. And yet you see, with these unhelpful thinking styles, that's exactly what you're doing to yourself mentally and emotionally. And here is what I want you to know, that you learned to think like this. Sometime, a long time ago, you actually learned to think like this, and because you learned it, the good news is equally you can unlearn it. And just like habits of thinking that are not serving you, You may also have habits of behaviour that simply aren't serving you as well. And, that could be lack of confidence, for example. And that lack of confidence may be stopping you from doing something in your business that you need to be doing. Or it could be affecting your career. Or it could actually be getting in the way of you starting work or starting your business or even approaching somebody for a relationship. Another form of behaviour is people pleasing. Maybe you're so busy trying to please everybody else in your life that the only person that doesn't figure is you. Because no matter how you try, you simply can't say no to people. And you find that at work, everybody takes advantage of you. Your friends know you as the yes person, and you end up feeling overwhelmed and unable to tell people how you really think and feel. And unconsciously, you've built this prison around yourself. But the keys to get out of that prison are in your pocket all along. Maybe you have a pattern of picking one bad partner after another. Each time you get into a new relationship, you think, yes, this is the one. I finally met somebody that's right for me. And again, they turn out to be exactly the same kind of person. Another form of behaviour that might not be serving you might be addictions. Maybe you're addicted to drugs or alcohol. And the thing is, it's never really the drugs or the alcohol that are the problems. The problem is the root cause, the reason why you need to avoid reality. And when you find the reason, then the addictions will simply disappear if you want them to. Or maybe you're stuck in a cycle of comfort eating. You eat, feel guilty, and repeat. And it's like a circle of chaos, and it causes you great, great pain. And then, because you're hurting emotionally, you end up eating to feel better. And this is a cycle that's just stuck on repeat, and you really think that no matter what, you just can't get out of it. Or maybe it's anger is a problem for you. Maybe it's turned inwards towards yourself. Or maybe it's turned outwards onto other people. And that affects your relationships and your jobs. So here is what I really want you to know. No matter what unhealthy thinking patterns or behaviour patterns that you have stuck on repeat, that with self-understanding, that you can completely turn your life around. As I've seen hundreds of people actually do that in my private practice. I always say to people, when we first begin working together, it's almost like you're a cork on the ocean and you go in one way with your thoughts and another way with your emotions. But what you don't realise is that with the right tools and techniques, that you can grab hold of the wheel and be the captain of your ship and just head off into the direction of your desire. I believe, not always, but a lot of the time, talking on its own just isn't enough. And we all need tools that we can put in place to stop us repeating behaviours that are stuck on repeat that aren't serving us. And that's what I pride myself on doing, is giving people tools that are unique to them and their specific problem in order for them to move forward and live a better quality of life. I always say when we first begin working together, it's almost like there's 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle just scattered on the floor between the two of us. And as time goes on, there's a clear picture that develops. And in that picture, we both can see exactly how you got to where you are right now. And you may be asking yourself, how can talking really help? And if you've never had therapy or coaching before, I'll just explain to you quickly that for a lot of us as adults, we're still walking around with our childhood beliefs just driving the bus. And those childhood beliefs can literally spill over into our lives, and they can stop us doing things or make us do things that we don't want to do. So I'll give an example of that. Maybe you've got a belief that you're not good enough. And if you think of that belief like a trunk of a tree, and then literally you've got the branches, which are the thoughts, and then you've got the leaves, which are the behaviours. So if you have this inherent belief that you are just not good enough, then the branch or the thoughts are, you know, I am really attracted to that person, and the behaviour is, I'm not going to ask them out because I know I'm not good enough, they won't want me. Or the behaviour is, I'm not going to apply for that job because I'm not good enough. And you literally get in your own way continuously because of the beliefs that you've been carrying around since childhood. And I believe, you know, counselling and coaching can be like a bit like a computer update, because if you work in a office, once a year somebody's going to come around and update all the systems, and that's exactly what, you know, coaching and counselling can help you with. So for instance, if you think of a baby elephant and a circus master, they'll have that elephant from when it's a baby, and they'll plant a stake in the ground and attach the elephant to a rope to the stake. And that elephant, he might kick and scream and try to get away as much as he can. But then, over time, that elephant will develop the belief that it's not strong enough. So if you ever see a elephant in a circus that's attached to a rope that doesn't even try to get away, that's because that elephant has formed the belief that it can't get away, even though it's really strong. And that is exactly how our beliefs affect us. And again, alongside understanding your limiting beliefs, therapy and coaching might also help you to understand the unconscious habits that you have stuck on repeat, because these really impact our lives without us even knowing about it. Not knowing our patterns is just simply like walking around in our own house with the lights off, and we keep on tripping over the same box over and over and over again. So to give you an example of that, I'll share my own story with you in order to help you understand how we can all have patterns and beliefs that are stuck on repeat until it's revealed. So when I was younger, I learned to be a people pleaser. I believed that it was my responsibility to take care of everybody else's feelings. So I spent my life unconsciously seeking everybody else's approval. And because I was constantly seeking everybody else's approval, I automatically placed everybody else above me and myself beneath everyone. I couldn't say no to somebody if they asked me to do something, even though I might have had loads to do. If somebody asked me, could I take on an extra task, it would be like projectile vomit. The yes would just fly out of my mouth. It was automatic. I almost had bruises on my ankles the amount of times I'd kicked myself because I'd realised after I'd said it, I already had too much to do. But I simply couldn't say no to people. And this was because unconsciously I was so afraid of them disliking me, because to me that the thought of being disliked was terrifying. And because of that, there was no me in my life. I didn't figure in my life. If somebody asked me what did I want to do, my instant reply was, oh no, what do you want to do? I'll do what you want to do. And because of that, as time went on, I was indirectly communicating to people that I was in a relationship with that, you know, my needs don't matter. This is all about you. And just like a hand going into a glove, I was give, and I kept on meeting people that would take. And I ended up in relationships that were toxic for me. I was a victim of domestic violence. I used to get punched in the head when I was sleeping. I was attacked with a meat cleaver. And, you know, I thought it couldn't get any worse until I met somebody, another partner, and he was a narcissist, and then I became a victim of narcissistic abuse. And for me personally, when I was battered physically, they were bruises, people knew what was going on. But when I was battered emotionally and mentally, there were no scars to prove it. The narcissistic abuse was that bad because a narcissist will make you doubt yourself, they'll make you doubt your reality, which is called gaslighting. I was gaslit that badly that I even questioned my own sanity. And little did I know that this was because of all the unconscious that I had stuck on repeat. And I don't share this with you for sympathy. I share this with you to give you strength, because once you understand the patterns that you have stuck on repeat, once you understand how to get out of the behaviours that are not serving you, if you choose to, because you don't have to do anything that you don't want to, then your life can totally change, literally from the inside out. I know what it's like to feel broke and broken, and I also know what it's like to literally turn my life around. And if that's something that you want to do, then I'd love to work with you. So just to repeat, I share that with you to empower you. Please know that with the right help, the right understanding, and the right tools, you literally can change your life, like I have seen hundreds of my clients do. And it's been a pleasure to be with them and watch them make that journey. So please know, no matter where you're stuck, there really is hope and there really is help. And just to share with you, if you are interested in working with me, I have 3 types of packages available to suit everybody's individual needs and preferences. The packages are tailor-made to help you move forward as an individual. So I give you tools and techniques that will help push you forwards and literally transform the quality of your life. So if you are interested in working with me, please send me an email and we can arrange a 20-minute free telephone consultation where we can see if we're a good fit to work together. So hopefully I will hear from you soon, and take care.